she was once known and loved for. Been a fall from grace since then.
Back in the day, wasn't it Arts Furia that were unable to throw the wall of smokes?
Yes, they never went outside.
Yeah, that used to be a thing.
Yeah. So I am interested to see what the T-side approach looks, but we've still got a whole half before we get there. Nice little openers. As we got the odds on screen, and damn, this is close. Maybe closest odds of the day, Alex.
Yeah, I think you're right. This battle of the 0-2 teams.
Oh, back up. So show themselves lower, or at least make the steps to do so. E-Fire sells it with the Molotov, but they just pivot back in towards A, and that's an open runway. PJ, not very procedural in the way that he was rounding that corner. Controls will make sure he is a non-issue, as E-Fire could be set up for the double trouble. Bra and
blah.
All right, well, Kai, you were the star performer on map number 1.
He dropped down loud. Was like, oh, that was a bit loud. Should probably go up. Oh, I'll go back down. Actually, I'll go back down. Now he knows where I am. And I'm not going to be able to see him. But 3-0.
That's all right. They get the rifle back, so they leave the MAC-10s on the ground in the previous round. And now we get ourselves into the rifle. Zevi equips the AWP. Now, I know it feels like I'm isolating in here, and I'm definitely not trained in body language or anything along those lines, but I do know what a frustrated in-game leader looks like, as I was one for many years.
Yeah, every time, you know, that black mirror of the screen pops up, you saw it.
So we'll have to keep tabs on art.
Okay, so you're smoked off, E-Fire. You're going to have to respect that, right? Or is your teammate lining up one of those cheeky pop flashes? Perry is in a very forward position.
Right through the smoke.
Yep, free frag.
Oh my God!
What's the opposite of free? Expensive.
Mentally taxing.
Yeah, that's absolute.
If he just stood still instead of...
Was he wiggling? Did he do the...
Looked like he was...
He did the Perrier shuffle.
He's A and his D keys there.
Ah, yeah. Well, you get away with it sometimes.
If your name's Donk.
Yeah.
Kiyosuke or Magna Jazz or...
Any of that lot.
Not PJ. Okay, we'll forget about it.
It's fine.
No, again, this was one of the earlier talking points, the amount of rookies in this matchup. Yeah. 8 out of the 10 players in total. This is their first major, and that's really only afforded by a 32-team major. But still, you get your stickers in the game, and you're in the biggest level of competition you've ever been in. I
think the sticker's in the game point. I mean, surely 32 teams just means that more players are being supported in pursuit of their
it's
passion.
definitely not a bad thing, is the GOAT's going to plant the bomb backside. That's a cheeky smoke that he's dropped. He's heard vent rotation. Controls. Combined with Ariukul. There's a molly for the post plant. No smoke for the bomb.
Lurk, but where
no kid, Alex.
Where is he? Okay, coming ramp now. His 4 HP isn't much, but could be a useful component. That smoke's a bit suspicious. Controls is going to have so much work to do here. Okay, drawing attention to himself. Ben gets active. Good trades, good frags. Kai double kill. Jobs are good. And that'll be Fluxo's first CT round.
And see the coach there, Carnage in the back. He did get a bit of a whack on the nose for over-celebrating a pistol win earlier in the series. So definitely going to have to restrain himself as we find ourselves in map number 3.
Can you look frustrated? Or is
I think you can, but you just
joy
can't, like, you can't be moving around. No, you can look joyful, you can look frustrated.
Sound.
But you just can't gesture.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, so
I'm glad I've got the rulebooks downloaded in your brain. I can just reference it any time. That's lovely.
Definitely no clapping.
No clapping.
No hooting and hollering.
Absolutely none. No nices.
No finger guns.
Nice! Nice! Go me!
Guys are rushing A. You typing go B.
Yeah,
go. All right, well, smoke wall erected once more. Cool ass with the AWP. We didn't see a lot of the AWP on Ancient. Definitely starting to be more of a fixture on Mirage. Looking across the smokes. E-Fire on the timing. Lurk smoke dropped out of Squeaky. Lots to consider if you're Fluxo.
So you get your bodies down. There is someone down there already. On that jiggle with the smoke is PJ.
PJ!
Get it out! Oh, he's mishandled that.
That's one of the rookies, Alex. The nerves are getting to him.
Yeah, he's been thrown off. That was messy. I think he saw them and just second-guessed it. Now Kai, though, he has been solid. Make no mistake, Kai is not affected by the pressure, and he's going to amplify it now. Denies the plant, nulls it, holds on. Oh! Jumps in the vent for the AWP to collect. Astralis plants Zevi in the 1v2.
Baked it.
Planting the smoke, safe to elope. E5 doesn't want to give this one away. He's just going to be holding for himself, holding for his own push. Zevi, eye pressed to the scope as he tries to clear through. E5 finds the tip of his head and straight back to winning ways. Chinggis Warriors, we thought it ended on Mirage. We thought Fluxo would have a 2-0, they'd see play tomorrow, and instead the Chinggis Warriors have disrupted the dialogue.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this. Regional head-to-head. Yeah, this is. They said two very, very, very rough moments. The lobby push, Squeaky push with the ultimate whiff. Making controls look good, really, from his attempt on Mirage, and that one right there. So the speed wobble's coming in right now. This is a regional matchup. You've got Asia from the VRS going up against that of South America, and currently, Mongols, or Mongolian Counter-Strike, I should say, is definitely delivering. Sure, it's scrappy. Sure, it's not the most polished, but going up against Fluxo, who are also lacking in that department experience.
So just to clarify, the fault of PJ there was just not trusting his instinct to drop that smoke. He had like a secondary, because I've always framed that as like a impossible to counter play.
Also, think about the way he pathed.
Yeah,
like, you want to drop that smoke and then start going back vent side, not over towards double door.
No. Okay, yeah, so just stressed. And the art signature M4, it's out.
Look, he hasn't changed his ways since in-game lead in Furia, so he needs to find impact. He's actually the yard rifler. So this is the thing. There's a lot on Art. If you're going to take the start positions, you're going to need to be delivering, not only having to make the calls, but having to find the frags. Now, there's a lot of people here not to watch these teams succeed, but to fail. Remember, the pickups, the community's favorite part about all of this. Both of these teams considered to be 0-3 possibilities. Blocked for now, but still with plenty of time on the clock. They don't need to force the issue. There's one more smoke on Zevi, as PJ is going to try this once more.
Valuable info from Art and his push.
You've known you've lost the lobby control. You'd love to have the M4 in somewhere that can be a little bit more instrumental. Now, if it is going to be an up heaven finish, it's tough for Art to get involved in this. Zevi's smoke, unless it's used towards main, I can't really see it offering up too much. And he's considering that right now as E-Fire sells the B play again. Molly lands on a player into the 5-7 of PJ. Crispy.
Very nice first.
PJ's first kill as well.
Yeah, Art. Oh no, goes down empty-handed with his hero rifle. He may not have changed his ways, but he may want to change his name. Because Chinggis are coming for him.
This is 5 rounds on the T side already.
Already, Chad. I think from what we've seen, just at the output of Fluxo in this first half of our third map, it's showing that of all the teams, you know, of all the candidates, you just highlighted it. Chinggis Warriors, 5 rookies attending their first major. And yet the speed wobbles are coming out of the team that houses experience. Zevi, Art, they've been here before.
Yeah, and those two, in terms of their contributions, haven't really been anything to write home about. I've enjoyed what I've seen from Kai. PJ had a couple of moments as well earlier on in the piece, but all in all, Fluxo not in form. Could be getting sent home in last place alongside of Messersport. The Swedes eliminated by the countrymen of Fluxo. Imperial getting to play another day. We need this one to conclude to find out what the 2-1 matches and the 1-2 matches will look like tomorrow. Third day of stage 1 just around the corner. 8 teams will need to join stage 2. You've got your Falcons, your Phasers, your Furias, your MIBRs, your Pains, your 3D Maxes, your Virtus Pros, and your M80s. Did I get them all?
I think you did. That sounded like 8. Look at that smart glass. You get a little glance. Get to give him a wave, a wink in between rounds.
Now might as well be a Rice smile because you've got a huge haul on the T-half already. How many more can it be?
Oh, you know what? Aggression is an attempt from controls. Haruka will at least strong arm a little bit of a response, but it's just shaped up perfectly here for Fluxo. Change of pace and change in results. Fluxo will take this one convincingly. It's just call out Torp, and what an incredible first shot. He is going to be caught by the... no, he's not. They just turned around.
Why?
They've given him room.
Why have they allowed him to leave lobby?
I'm not so sure, because now he can kind of make something of this.
Yeah, he's been given runway to pick up the bomb.
Which he will do. To heaven, Molly. They're gonna push. They might push on this. He's not looking. He hears them now and just gets overrun. Okay. A second necessary round here for Fluxo.
Okay.
Triple kill out of Art, by the way.
Yeah, maybe Art called it off, so then they dropped back and made sure they regrouped to play together. Regardless, they are able to convert the round, so it's just a 3-round difference right now. But the big conversation is, when are they going to be able to make a dent in this money? Well, one more CT side rifle round, and they'll have humbled the finances of Chinga's Warriors. We'll have to eco going into the next. Now, obviously, that's going to depend on the lay of the land.
Yeah, how do you play this one?
Pace change didn't work. Coolash just taking a fight outside. Art sat on his ass immediately. In-game leader watching from the side. Now they're in ramp.
A golden opportunity through the HE. Starts to unload, but the Zebi's there. Oh, and he gets caught. Overrun. Controls a necessary one onto the follow-up. Molten goes down. A nice quick tap from the lobby.
1v1. Minute 20 on the clock. PJ racing to try and get down that vent. No, he doesn't know exactly where it is.
Does now.
Kenny drops. Down he goes. Cool. Controllers the go. Can he do it?
Should have this one open the door. PJ just 2 frags, but this one is worth its weight in gold. Denied! Controls keeps it up. Top of the tables. Untouchable. First on Mirage. Comes into Nuke. Does not dip in form. He keeps the output high.
What a lightning round this is. Coolash playing ahead of the smoke wall. Catches Art off guard. They're able to brute force through ramp, going 1 for 1, but it's Controls. We can't stop saying this kid's name. And Coolash getting fired up with that 6-2. Pressure back on the other foot now as the finances bleak. M4s are plenty. Scout in the mix. Util light or not. A single incendiary to stop a top rush.
Oh, you've got such a golden opportunity right here and now. They put all their pennies into this. And you have an advantage. And you've got 6 rounds on the T side. Will you find a 7th? Art's taking a nice opening. Gets away. E-Fire. Slow in this one. Caught by Art.
One will get down.
Oh, just between the wickets are 2.
Unfortunately, nobody peppered upon as they are across. And look at Controls. He's just doing whatever the hell he wants. Now he's in hut, patrolling the rotation.
I think he saw his foot. Oh, maybe he didn't.
Okay, well, Rue's the loose piece. And Art's gone down, so they should be able to get in towards B. Kai to respond from ramp. He's up next.
Doesn't want to overcook it, overcommit it. Wants to wait for the rotation of his teammate. Zebi's coming down with that scout. Oh, they get the info as well. He dips out through the flames. He's not interested in being isolated here. They know they've got that man advantage, but Rue is a little bit of a joker.
They need to stay alive towards... Oh, it's going to be back-to-back in a second. I don't think Rue's going to get cleared. Now they're trying to clear... What? What?
That looked crazy. What? That looked like he had X-ray. Nice find, but you're overlooking another, aren't you? Yeah, don't worry. Zebi's dead. It's Rue. His moment in the spotlight.
The round is meant to settle. Rue's meant to be given the opportunity to play. Coolash keeps finding, or keep fighting and finds a kill. Then Rue activates. Yeah, why not? Instead of just taking 1, I'll take 2 and we'll take the round with it. 7-2 the scoreline now.
I can't. Can you explain why that Coolash frag looks so dodgy?
I don't know. It did look strange as hell.
Yeah, it looked weird.
Like it was sliding into it.
Yeah, it didn't look normal.
Let's go back to map number 1 of Ancient. Remember, we had some translators, some lovely individuals in Twitch chat who were letting us know, because Art was going off his tree, right? Yeah. It sounded like he was definitely having a lot to say after certain round wins or losses. And the communication coming to us, which we do trust our lovely people in Twitch chat, was saying that he was saying, just shoot them when they're in front of us. Let's just fight them. Yeah. That was essentially the sentiment. We're trying to fight him now. You got nothing. They are hitting hard. Mongolian Counter-Strike here to play.
Controls out of the round. Who steps up? Art steps in. This is the shot. He gets the shoulder and it's moving. That's why. He was just moving.
Looks odd as hell.
And then he gets 2 from Rue on that lovely flank through heaven. Or I should say hell.
Sending Fluxo there now.
Yeah, it feels that way.
That was a round where Fluxo had very limited utility to go around the weapon.
Kill, bro.
Yeah, sure.
You had the 5v4, and you couldn't make good on it. You need the rest, and look what you're bringing in. A saved M4 and a smattering of other SMGs and pistol.
Oh, smokes. Waterfall's missed. Yeah, you can see it here. It looks like a marshmallow.
Yeah. And Morton, he's managed to find some more. There he is. Okay, the fight's come through. There's just one from main. Kai in lobby. Art could join him, but he's hearing the steps entering the site from main and just in the open, wasn't anticipating the fade. Kai, aggressive! Oh, what an opportunity.
8 rounds, T-side nuke, map 3, elimination on the line, and Chinggis Warriors about to send Fluxo home in style. Nothing can stop him right now. Sure, that was a lighter investment. The gun's about to come back out. But they're in the doldrums. Art's not even bothering with the critiques anymore.
Holy intensity, Batman. Nice! Oh, they're locked in. Chinggis Warriors, a third map, and Fluxo to be the first team eliminated by a Mongolian opposition. Stage 1, baby. If they can keep this up. Smokes arrive just at the right time for Coolhouse to keep his walk up. He's just going split top. Yeah, that seems to be the play. PJ. Oh, the break doesn't expose him. Walking through now, mis-executed that. The flash did come through. A team flash? Okay, PJ pops off, gets 2, just walking into his crosshair.
Most impactful moment from PJ so far.
Yes, sir. Kai is that ramp anchor, and he slipped off. They have no intel about the descent secret stairs, so it has given them this window of opportunity. And now Kai gets more than info. He gets a bullet between the eyes.
Good util for this. They get Molly stairwell, smoke single.
Yeah, but look at the disruptor. It's more. PJ wants it. Slams the door shut.
Actually allows the smoke in.
Oh, this is not easy to retake, Chad. This is not easy.
The smokes have just gone down, and there's even more.
Molly single. Oh. What is that? Guys, stressed. Rue, stressed for sure. Control side after plan. Channeled them primarily through the double doors. Rue to take the first contact here, but he's active on the line. Spots the thigh. Good pre-aim. There's a trade out of Ryukul, and now PJ's low. Puts a 25. Art goes swinging. Is Ryukul comfortable? A 9th round is theirs. PJ, despite his best efforts, he's gone too. Big impact round out of Ryukul. 3 in the afterplant. 9 already for the Chinggis Warriors.
That's a 5v3 situation. PJ gets a double kill. He deals with this lurk coming through. The combo of utility, it was just a little bit off the mark. PJ holds the wolf at the door as far as main's concerned. Kai comes up, they're silent, they contact out ramp, the jump on him, the util's still there, and they brute force in. Post-plant victory, 9-2.
What do we think is the reason for the Kai fallback there? Do you think that was just the moment someone said they could be down secret, and that's when he reacts?
I really just think they're lacking some base level protocols and rotations right now to be getting caught off guard by that.
No nades, no art. Okay, controls is gone. Aggression is the remedy. But you've traded places, so what the hell is going on? 1 minute 35, there's a T basically heading towards hell. Xavier's going to be smoked off main with no intel, but look how ahead of the play he is.
Yeah, there's been so many of these rounds where we've gotten into it so quickly. This is a minute 20 on the clock, and you already have a player about to peer in from the heavens.
Like, Xavier's just going to be exposed, right? His legs will just be sticking out.
And now you have a player on T-roof about to bear down behind them.
See you later, Xavi.
Now they can usher in main.
Rolls in.
He's going to have to drop and make noise.
Did they hear that? Did they clock it? Kai in the lobby. Rolls in. Yep, down already. Comfortable find from E-Fire. There's PJ, reveals his approach for the retake. Comes up from secret stairs. The nade will make it clear where Kai is coming from. And yeah, impossible. That's certainly how it looks, and even more so now. There you have it, 10-2. The Chinggis Warriors, everyone's condemned them to a 0-3, but they're here to change the narrative. They're here to knock out the Brazilians. Fluxo on death's door. Fluxo, heading into this major, they came in with a point to prove. They couldn't handle the Australians, they couldn't handle the Americans, and now they can't handle the Mongolians. They've taken a trip across all the continents in this stage 1 affair. This is the best of 3, though, that most expected Fluxo to have the edge. The bookies, everyone. Keeping Fluxo as the favorite, but here come the Chinggis Warriors. Third map that we never saw coming. Look at the odds blown out in the Chinggis Warriors' favor. They are just 3 rounds away from picking up an unforeseen best of 3 victory. Seeing another day of play here in Austin. Out the door, aggressive with the Glock, handled well for the first, and there you go! It's already fallen apart! This is what it's been like from Fluxo here, map 3. Just running to their demise, running at them with knives, controls. He wanted to finish it off with a kill, and now it's Mr. PJ punishing their arrogance. 3 kills is great, a 4th asking a bit too much perhaps, but there's no HP on Cool. That's probably what he just said. Ariuko, chill your jets. Cool off. Now for that hut, if he re-emerges in the squeaky, he is dead. So backs away. The bomb is under CT control, right?
See, he's taking a moment right now to compose himself. PJ, early stages of Nuke struggled. Some absolute mess, some misplays. His confidence as a rookie looked like it was an all-time low. Right now, a 1v5 on the pistol to breathe life into Fluxo's T-side.
Silent on the ascent, held by that low HP on the player who's just looked away, and he actually exercises the trigger discipline. He knows where they both are! Oh, incredible! Oh my God! 4 of a 1v5, how often does that happen?
I don't know how the coach of Chinggis Warriors would have been able to contain himself. When I see my players running with their knives out. It was a 5v1 situation. The hard work was done. Knife into the hand there. We catch it from the GOAT's perspective.
Oh, he hit some baggers.
Absolute beautiful shots there from PJ on the Glock. But the final frag couldn't be his. A great attempt.
He really did save him there. I mean, that would have been a real momentum shifter. You don't get more mad, more salty than losing a 1v5. Especially when the game's right there for the taking, but especially when that pistol should just secure it. That should be the nail in the coffin here. Well, if it's not that, it will be this.
Now they have to force buy in, no option about it. An AK for Arch, sure, but here's a pick from Root.
Oh, headshot FAMAS, but covered by the D. Zevi, that's an important frag. Puts another weapon into the mix as well.
Art hanging around and putting bullets through the smoke of the AK once he got dinked down to 20 HP. Audacious maneuver, but still Art. 2 players down towards B in their collision course.
Yeah, okay, Ariuko's actually going to go investigate. They're holding for this, so this is going to be a headshot anyway, okay.
Instantaneous deletion.
Nice Deagle headshot from PJ. E5 waited long enough to catch Mulzin. Oh no, overstay. Controls has been punished, and now B site should be accessible. Quick rotation down the ramp.
Does Kai call them back up the vent?
He might.
That's the bomb.
The bomb's just gone down on B.
Peter just ran out the door with smoke in hand and allowed the bomb to trundle onto the floor of the site.
Yep, there it is. See the flash. Okay, all last is just...
Now they're both here!
Oh, in the 1v2. Seems like a guarantee with 20 HP. Art could be doing something impossible. Turned around at the wrong time. Knife out, knife to a gunfight. And poor play to a major. Fluxo are in trouble.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let the Chinggis Warriors 0-2 spree begin. Great shooting, but not enough. And overplaying their hand again. 8 rookies in the server today. Stage 1, 32 teams. An awful lot of nerves in a matchup like this. But Chinggis Warriors, after losing on Ancient, have really turned their fate around. Fought hard on Mirage and have come locked in on Nuke.
Yeah, they were close versus Legacy. That was their second loss on this very map. And oh, Kai, he seems aware that controls could be coming, but a quick switch has cost him. Opening death for Kai.
Some famous people live in Austin, Alex. Matthew McConaughey and Owen Wilson. Controls living in the head of Fluxo right now.
That's for sure. As this one's already over. All of them on the floor. Chinggis Warriors live to fight another day, and they throw the knockout blow. Fluxo's a major without a win. 0-3, bottom of the barrel.
So right now.
That's for sure. As this one's already over. All of them on the floor. Controls is a highlight for me. Ariukal, and the stop on PJ's clutch. I know it was practically already over, but I've got eyes on Ariukal. Across the series, I think this has to be something that will be admired. Carnage, Coach Carnage getting, you know, abused by the admin for having a good time.
Yeah, well, he can celebrate tonight. Look, there is going to be a crazy performance to even consider Chingus Warriors to make it out of stage 1, but the fact that they get a win on debut with this roster, another Mongolian team in the mix, and it's just seeing some of these individuals, the highlights that they were able to deliver, and the fact that mentally they're able to pick themselves up and get back into the game. On the other side, you just have a shell-shocked looking Brazilian roster. Art-led, Fluxo, Zevi, the other of experience, the others all new to this, and they were definitely nervous, they were definitely shaky, but the shoe was on both feet for both teams right now, and it was definitely Chingus Warriors who delivered a higher level of Counter-Strike today.
That's absolutely right, yeah. We're going to go ahead and jump into an interview. Fantastic work from the Chingus Warriors.
There's always heartbreak when it comes to the majors, and this one's definitely going to sting for Art, who you've been through this before, but with this one going 0-3, I want to start by asking, the first map obviously looks good. It's their pick, you come through strong, we come into Mirage, and it felt like it was in your hands, especially with the T-side you're able to put up there. So can you just talk me through where you felt it went wrong, especially on that CD side right to the end where it was almost a chance of overtime?
It's hard to say right now. A lot of things going through my head. I just think overall it comes down to playing shit CS. We need to play way better if you want to get on top in Brazilian scene or even competitive globally. So I think you just play better.
You say about playing better. We saw a lot of frustration. I know you were trying to like rally the troops together and get things going. Was there a lot of emotion in this game for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think Mirage came down to it. We had the control of the game, we had the economy. We were just letting it slip round by round. Economy-wise, we throw some 2 rounds and it's just close game again. No, there's definitely no way of coming back after mental is broken.
You said the mental was broken. Is that why Nuke went the way it did? Because there was not any fight from you guys on that.
Yeah, it has to come down to it. It has no explanation. We are playing City Nux always favorite side, so it's kind of just player. Each one has to play their own side and just defend and just sort what they're doing out, and we're just struggling to even do the default. So it just gets hard after they snowball. They're playing very well as well. So if they're playing the way they're playing, we need to play better.
Now, Art, you're a player who's been at the very top of CS. I can see the emotions in your eyes right now. How much does this sting for you? Is it as bad as it feels, as bad as it seems?
It's definitely fucking worse. It's just bad, you know. We want to get better, do most big things, but it's just struggling. You cannot do anything about it. It just feels bad, man. As of for now, it's just, I don't know, anger, depressing, it's everything.
But you are a man who's been through this before. I'm sure you can pull them back out of this, right, going into future events going on after the major. Do you know what's next for you guys after taking a bit of a break?
Yeah, it's now play break. Nothing we can do as of right now. It's the last tournament of the break. We cannot do anything right now. We just need to reset and then sort things out during the play break, and after play break, just come back ready with different mindset, something.
Thank you very much, Al.
Thanks, bro.
Well, I tell you what, popular pick Fluxo to go 0-3 and be eliminated early from the major, but you wouldn't think it by the look of devastation on Art's face and in his words. He had much different expectations than most people with Fluxo.
I bet some of those people that picked 0-3 are going to feel a little bad when they see what Art is giving in terms of how he perceives his team, how he knows they didn't play up to the standard, and the level that got them to this tournament. But for me, I would celebrate every team that's here. I feel like Art, as a leader, has shown that he can now bring, I don't even want to know what to call it, third-generation Brazilian talent into the fold. Like, it's not even the LGSK wave or the Furia wave, it's the guys after it, and now he's leading a new group to qualify for the major. This is a stepping stone for them as they begin their journey, many of these guys rookies here in Austin.
I think we saw it too after like the shocking loss they took on map 2 before going into map 3, and you can see it now, like Art's still just like trying to work through these issues and still being like, this has to be this way, this has to change, this can't be like this. I mean, you saw that frustration. I think for Art too, probably compounding frustration when you consider coming from Furia, playing with Queserado, playing with Fallen, playing with Yuri, playing with all the top dogs in Brazil, and then having to drop down 1 or 2 rungs to try and retrain the next generation. that's going to be extra frustration on top of everything else.
Yeah, it was a weird one because when I'm talking to him there, you can feel the sadness, but you can feel the frustration, I think, because he knows they had them on Mirage and it just slipped out of his hands and he didn't have the answers.
I respect him more for this interview than if he had just shrugged his shoulders and said, we were not the favorites.
No,
or
he was
anything like
honest,
that.
right?
Yeah, he wanted to see some dub in the column as you walk away from this event, even though so many of us, myself included, did pin them as an 0-3 likely.
Yeah, and this is it's a weird situation for Art as well. Like you mentioned, Moses, he was at the top of Brazilian CS, and then you're trying to build your way back up with some young players. He's obviously seen more potential in these pieces, right, than what they were able to show here.
I think too, like I think the perspective I hope he has is like, I got to kind of view this as a sort of challenge that you need to overcome, right? Like as you mentioned, like developing some leadership skills and being that leadership figurehead. Like this is an area where you have to find a way to make the team better moving forward, and you have to find a way to bounce back and make sure everyone still feels part of the family, part of the team, and that everyone's going to be working towards the same goal. So I think it's obviously a bummer here, and it probably won't look at it with this perspective for some time, but I think for Art, if you find a way to come out on the other side of this stronger and a better team, I think it's going to go a huge way to you as the captain of this Fluxo squad.
Now, there are positives on the negatives as well, right? When we look at today, we've had qualifications as well as the eliminations.
I'd like to stay on the depressing stuff, James.
You want to stay on the depressing?
Keep it sad.
All right, we'll start.
0-3 barbecue. 0-3 BBQ. Let's go.
You're a sick
I don't
man.
want to sit in depression, so I'm going to start with heroic FlyQuest and on the positives of this all, because it was positive from both sides in many ways. The fact that we got 3 maps was what I wasn't expecting out of that one, and FlyQuest still with a fighting chance throughout all of this.
Yeah, and looking pretty good while doing it as well. This is Heroic obviously going through qualifying 3-0. That was like kind of a lock, right? Like that was the team you looked at and you were like I can't see them dropping a map, but even if they do, it's not concerning in any way. So they're able to breeze through off the back of great performances from Tanier, from xFloud, some Pius with the off delivering great calls from LNZ. Like they're just playing great.
The more I see from everybody on Heroic, the more I like. xFloud's multi-kill ability, the rotations, the way that they even play off of each other, they trade in different ways. Almost every time they take space, whether that's on top of each other, a delayed swing, like they all have these fundamentals that makes Heroic even stronger than the sum of their parts. And some of these guys we know are bona fide superstars, likely top 20s for the future.
And then we've got to look at Bates' qualification there, because the full Ukrainian lineup has struggled when it came to the Armada. They changed one player when we now come into the second major. Obviously, Shanghai was heartbreak. Kenzazor, you can see in the background there on the screens. That's the difference maker, right? A little bit more fire to the team, a little bit more experience under their belt, and a lot of grinding.
Bait were a team that were just held down by the pressure for so long. That's how I always perceived it, James, that when they play online CS, they were one of the best tier 2 teams in that sort of CCT circuit. It's just that the big moments, the Shanghai RMR, the qualification events, the fact that they even had to go through the latter stages of the European MRQ, beating Astralis in a crazy back and forth game off the back of an Alex 666 clutch. Like all of those moments, finally the weight is lifted off of their shoulders and they can play the CS that we know they can.
And who knows what they can do now that they get a little bit of confidence beneath them as well. Like that every team that's on the rise, there's like a win that like flips a switch that gets them to